Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. Today I am out on the LiveWire Del Mar, and it's been a while since I've been able to ride this bike, comfortably anyway. The LiveWire had a recall, and apparently there was something wrong with the high voltage fuse. And they said that rapid acceleration events could cause it to blow a fuse. Considering this thing does 0 to 60 in like 3 seconds, rapid acceleration events are pretty common on here. So they recommended putting it in rain mode to avoid, excess voltage going through there. So I was able to ride it a little bit, but I've been sticking in rain mode. Actually, I haven't turned it back since then. But yeah, I took it in last weekend to the dealership. Harley-Davidson dealership. Was able to put the new fuse in there, and it took about 2 hours maybe. And there was no charge, due to it being a recall. So that's been taken care of. I feel a little bit safer on here now. Let's try, no, not eco mode. Oh, road mode. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, that instantly feels better. Well, I think the weather out here in Arizona is starting to get a little bit more reasonable. It's the beginning of October, and it's still 102 degrees out today. So, yeah, it's still a little bit warm. But this is kind of like the beginning of our main riding season out here. So the next couple weekends should get progressively cooler, a little bit better for riding. So I had to run some errands today, so I figured I would take the bike because I didn't really have to haul too much, just a couple small packages for the post office. But yeah, I don't need too much storage today, so this top case should be just enough. Nice not having to wear a backpack when it's this hot out. When I get off the bike, I will show you around. Kind of still has that sporty look with the top case being so compact like that, unless you expand it out. This does have zippers on it, so if you need to put larger items in here, you can expand it out so it'll fit like full-size helmet and some other stuff in here, so it's kind of cool. And then I just put a little luggage lock on here. I wouldn't leave anything valuable in here. It's good for transporting the stuff if you're going to take it out when you get to your destination. All right, gotta run some errands. I will be back. Kind of just wanted to test out the top case and the luggage rack. Plus, I've missed riding this bike with that whole fuse issue, so I expect to be taking this a lot more often from now on, especially with the cooler weather coming up here. I also have a new camera for my helmet. It's the DJI Osmo Action 5. So I just wanted to kind of test out the settings. I'm recording at 4K 30 right now. Just want to see how this does. So hopefully the footage looks alright. Hopefully the position of the camera is okay. I did an initial test and the camera was a little bit too high. It wasn't showing too much of the bike, so I actually did not post that video because there were multiple issues with the video itself, so I kind of scrapped that one. It was a video I recorded when I was on the way to the dealership to have the service done on this thing. I'm debating whether to go with like the super wide view. So I kind of wanted to, I have the regular wide view right now. I wanted to see if I get enough of the bike in the frame here, or if I needed to expand the view a little bit. Now, I think I'm done with the upgrades on this bike. I really didn't have anything else in mind that I wanted to do. Basically just, just the seat and the luggage rack with the top case. So If you guys are interested in this bike, were there any more upgrades that you'd be interested in? I mean, they have a couple other things that you can get like directly through LiveWire, like a little sport screen for the front, kind of like this little mini windshield. I don't know if I really need it though. I mean, I guess it might help out in the winter when it gets a little bit cold, maybe to deflect some of that wind off of my midsection here, but I don't know. It's like $300 though, so I really didn't want to shell out the money for it unless there was some kind of interest in seeing how that's installed. So let me know in the comments if there's anything on this bike that you'd like to see done that I haven't done already. Alright guys, it is another day. I'm back out on the Del Mar, heading back up to Scottsdale Harley-Davidson because I have another engine fault that's listed on this bike and I want to have them run some diagnostics on it. So, I don't know. I've been having some weird electrical issues since shortly after I bought this thing. So, there's like a little engine light on there and then there's a code in the dashboard which I recorded so I could give it to them in case this thing cleared the fault by the time I got there, which I don't think it's going to. On my last trip to this dealership to have the fuse replaced as part of the recall, I ended up getting another fault code when I was about a mile out from the dealership. So yeah, this has been like an ongoing thing. That last fault that I got said that the bike lost communication, and I think the bike lost communication with the dash because the dash was just, there was like a big warning light on it, and all of the indicators on there were lit up solid. I couldn't get a readout on the speedo. I didn't get any turn signals flashing on the screen, nothing. I don't even know if they were working, honestly. But when I got to the dealership, I shut the bike off and it cleared that fault, and they couldn't find anything. I told the dealership about it and they said they didn't find anything when they looked it over. So needless to say, I'm not feeling very confident about this bike right now. Don't get me wrong, this thing is a blast to ride, but I'm starting to think that this may be too much trouble to deal with after the warranty runs out. Although I don't have any immediate plans to get rid of this bike, it's probably not going to last more than a couple of years. It's been a fun experiment though. Now that I have the luggage rack on here and the top case, you know, I thought I was done with upgrades, and I was going to ask you guys for your opinion on, you know, if you had this bike, what kind of accessories would you put on here, either LiveWire or aftermarket accessories. Now, up to this point, I've been sticking with the accessories sold directly on the LiveWire website, just for compatibility and ease of install. And those have been working out really good. I like the quality of the parts that I've been getting. But yeah, I thought I was done, and I was going to announce that my upgrades on this bike were complete. Then they announced that there was a European brake light kit that I can install on here that would give me the, you know, the single rear tail light, and then the turn signals would just be turn signals, I think. So I placed an order for one of those. There will be a video incoming for the install for that, so if you're interested in that sort of thing, you might want to subscribe so you can check out the video. Yeah, when I first saw all the promo materials for the Del Mar, I was seeing all these pictures of it with this giant rear tail light, and I'm like, okay, well that's cool. I like the look of that. And then when they were released in the US, they just had the combined tail lights and your brake lights and turn signals, and I'm like, but yeah, that's not too great. And I always thought, well, if those bikes are based on the same chassis and everything like that, the only thing that's a little bit different is the plastics that, you know, that go around the European brake light. The new kit comes with the brake light, the wiring harness, and the plastic that goes around it, the little splash guard part on the bottom. Yeah, I always wondered if I'd be able to do a conversion on this bike to put that taillight on there. And I guess a lot of people were asking for it. All right, let's see how they do. All right, so 3.5 hours later, they said it's the TCU, Telematics Control Unit, I think they called it. I don't know exactly what that does, but they have to order some parts, so I might have to bring the bike back, but they said it's rideable. Looks like the motor fault is cleared though for now. Don't know if it'll come back right away or not. Hopefully this will be the last of the electrical issues on this thing. I almost had to take an Uber home. I actually had ordered the Uber, and then the service manager came back to me and said, if you want to ride it home, you can ride it. So luckily I was able to cancel my ride, because I'd rather take the bike back home than have to deal with that. As much trouble as this bike has been with the service history lately, it's still so much fun to ride. I still don't know how long I'm going to keep it though in the long run, so Alright guys, I am back on the Del Mar, heading back to Scottsdale Harley-Davidson. The TCU that they ordered is in stock. The dealership said that they were going to hook me up with a loaner bike so I could just drop this thing off so they could have more time to take a look at it. So I don't know what's going to happen at this point. They're probably just going to replace the TCU, clear the faults, and then I'm going to end up being back here in a week or two for something else. That's just the way it's been going lately. I've been putting more miles on this bike for dealership runs than I've actually been riding it for fun. On a positive note, it's a beautiful day out today. A little bit cold for Arizona, but yeah, I think it was 45 degrees Fahrenheit today, with a high of like 66. And 2 weeks ago when I took this bike up to the dealership, it was like 103 or something like that. The way home from the dealership should be a lot more pleasant though. I think I can probably turn off the heated jacket here. All right, let's see how it goes this time. Be back in a minute. All right, I am back. So they gave me a LiveWire 1 for a loaner bike today. Haven't been on one of these things since they first launched this thing as the Harley-Davidson LiveWire. Yeah, this model is quite a bit more aggressive than the Del Mar. My legs are full on tucked up, and the forward lean angle is pretty aggressive. Like my back is feeling this already, and I just left the dealership like 5 minutes ago. This is a very cool bike though. I really like this. I definitely wouldn't buy one just because of the seating position, but I've always liked the styling on this thing. It is the next day. I'm heading back over to the dealership on the LiveWire 1. This has been an interesting bike to ride. I like mine way better. Let's just leave it at that. They told me the repairs on the Del Mar went as planned. Everything looks fine, so hopefully everything's fixed now. have to test it out over the next couple days and see if I get any error codes back. All right, let me go check on my bike and see how it's doing. Well, everything looks in order. They said the repairs all went well, so we'll see how it goes. That's not a good start. Come on. Oh, they did not charge this thing either. Great. Alright, I'm putting this thing in eco mode, so hopefully I can get home. Hopefully all the electrical issues are a thing of the past for this bike. Hopefully I can ride this thing without any errors coming up on the screen now, but I will definitely let you guys know if I run into any more problems. But I'd like to thank you for coming along with me on this multiple day random motovlog. If you liked the video, please click that like button, and I will catch you guys on the next one.